Many traders' journaling methods are completely useless, and I used to be one of them. After 4 years of trading, I've discovered the most effective ways to journal my trades. In this video, I'll share with you my journaling process and how it has evolved from dreadful to game-changing. I'm Unbiased Trading, and let's dive straight into this. When I embarked on my trading journey and decided to keep a trade journal, I was initially unaware of the importance of objectivity and measurable criteria. My journaling methods were primarily based on subjective impressions and gut feelings. I would make notes about my trades, but I lacked a systematic way to evaluate their quality. In those early days, I would often rely on the limited knowledge I had acquired, whether that was through books, online resources, or discussions with fellow traders. I would analyze my trades based on the profit or loss I incurred, using it sometimes as the sole criterion for determining their success. However, I soon realized that that approach was far from effective. The subjective nature of my journaling methods meant that I had no reliable way to discern what constituted a good or bad trade. I was simply making assumptions based on my limited understanding of the market and the strategies I had learned. Consequently, my progress as a trader was very stagnant, and I couldn't identify the specific areas where I needed improvement. Moreover, I discovered that I had fallen into the trap of hindsight bias, a cognitive bias where I subconsciously rated my trades based on the outcome I observed in retrospect. This flawed practice of reviewing the trades with a benefit of hindsight provided little value in terms of improving my trading skill. In fact, it provided to be actually a futile exercise as it did not provide me with any meaningful insights into my decision-making process or the efficiency of my strategies. Realizing the shortcomings of my initial journaling approach, I understood that there needed to be a more systematic and objective method to evaluate my trades. I realized that relying solely on subjective impressions and the end result, I was missing out on crucial information that could actually help me refine my strategies or make me a better trader. So now let's explore the strategies that I have transformed my journaling process and made it way more effective than it was in the past. Strategy 1. Execution comparison. I now compare my execution to my fully systematic version of my strategy. This allows me to evaluate whether my execution is poor and if I'm not adhering to the strategy rules. Furthermore, if I added discretion to that trade, I can assess if it worsened my execution or if it was actually beneficial. By comparing my actual performance to a predefined system, I gain valuable insights into my trading decisions. Strategy 2. I use a pre-built list. Gone are the days of subjective evaluations based on solely the P&L. Instead, I now maintain a pre-built list of the most common mistakes in my trading. This list helps me identify which mistakes are costing me the most and which are occurring most frequently, helping me reveal my main issue. It provides a more objective framework for assessing my trading performance. Strategy 3 is using potential data points. To eliminate the pitfalls of hindsight journaling, I now use it to direct my attention to potential data points in price action that require further investigation. This helps me understand why my strategy maybe failed in a particular trade and enables me to identify areas for improvement. By focusing on potential data points, I gather evidence to refine my trading strategies. Now, obviously, please keep in mind this isn't happening on every single trade. Just because your strategy has one loss doesn't mean you need to rework everything. This is normally over, at least 50 to 100 trades. And sometimes this just helps me identify when there could be potential market shifts and how that kind of price action changes. And that doesn't really mean that I need to change my system. It just makes me aware that this potentially could be a thing I spot in the future, but it doesn't need to be something I'm reacting to right. Strategy 4, grading systems. Lastly, I've implemented a grading system for all my trades based on 5 measurable categories. These categories have evolved over the years, but the key is to ensure that they're objective and not excessively subjective. By assigning grades to my trades, I can now clearly see if I've done a good or bad job. This helps me track my progress and identify areas where I need to enhance my performance. Now, the reason I say 5 is because I've noticed once I did more than that, it became really difficult to actually just improve and focus on those, and it kind of became a bit overwhelming with how many mistakes you make. So I focused at just the 5. Obviously, if you make more mistakes than that, you should maybe be aware of it, but you should just be noting down about the 5 most crucial ones. And these ones can normally help you identify, are they costing you the most money or are they occurring the most frequently? Some mistakes, if they're not costing you that much money, then realistically, there isn't that much of an incentive to go and fix them. Now, if it's something that's occurring frequently and costing you a lot of money, then obviously that's a big pain point for you and you need to find a systematic or a solid way or system to actually start fixing that issue. So obviously a classic one is, I've blown up. Well, the most easy systematic way to fix that is imply a broker stop loss or maybe even hire a risk manager. I know that's kind of extreme, but those are things you can do. Or there's multiple other ways, like initially when back in the day, TradeZero allows you to change your max loss. I employed and coded up a little thing that blocked the TradeZero website during the market time. And the only way I could access the TradeZero market was with my phone. And I would put my phone in like another room or something like that, so that there was a big enough friction to it that I didn't just instantly run to it and change my max loss or something like that. So those kind of methods can be really useful, and I would recommend exploring those ideas and strategies to help you stop losing money on mistakes that are occurring frequently, and also try and forgive yourself a bit. I was very hard on myself with the amount of mistakes I was making, and obviously that led to progress and improvement and actually refining those mistakes. But at the end of the day, these mistakes will happen over and over. I've seen big traders have big losses, and they happen, but they recover and they get better and they implement and they take away a key takeaway from them, and then you can actually move on, kind of like what Arnold says. Have your mistake or whatever, figure out what you can do to improve it next time, and just move on. That's all you can really do. There's no point focusing on it so much that you just freeze and you actually don't actually make any progress. Now, I hope these strategies have provided you with some valuable insights to improve your own trade journaling. Remember, these methods work for me, but every trader is unique, so feel free to adapt these and modify them to your individual needs. And I hope you have a great trading week. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed it, please like and share with anyone else who might be interested.